Girls, what was the most obvious hint you dropped, and the guy just didn't get it? Story 1. We were discussing costumes and I sent a picture of me in my bunnysuit and said I'd need help out of it. His response was telling me he hoped my roommate was home or that would suck. I had to tell him I was implying I'd like him to take it off me and it took him a minute to catch up. Edit. For those of you concerned, it was very much a suggestive picture. I'm not sure it could have been perceived as just friendly. I was very much ready to hit him with the bat of bluntness because we get along great, and he'd seemed flirty with me before. Story 2. A guy I'm currently seeing invited me camping earlier this month. We were cuddling and I noted how nice the showers are in the bathroom at the provincial park. I said they're really warm and lots of space for 2 people, trying to hint for him to join me for sexy time. This man, without missing a beat, says actually, you could fit like 10 people in those showers. We laughed about it really hard the next weekend, and he said I knew what you were getting at but my brain just wanted to answer it logically. Story 3. Elmow, I felt this one. My former crush and I used to walk each other to our classes, alternatively cause feminism, and at some point we had started saying we belonged to each other. I thought she was being friendly and was into me enough to give affection, but not commitment. It got to a point where before we would depart to our own class she would grab my face, hold it up to hers, and make me repeat that I was hers and she was mine. We would make each other late to class because of that, and honestly I would melt every time she even gave me any bit of attention. Didn't realize for a few years that she was setting me up to kiss her and officially make her mine. Also didn't completely miss the train. We dated for a while after that. I couldn't hold on to her. Miss Yuana. Hey guys, are you enjoying the video? If so, please like and subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. Anyways, back to the stories. Story 4. In high school in choir class there was this one girl that kept getting really flirty with the guy beside her. He wasn't oblivious, but had had a bad experience with getting a signal wrong in the past, so he was paranoid. After 2 months of unacted upon signals, she grabbed his hand after class, shoved it under her shirt, and yelled, "Here's my balance, play with them." When the teacher was out of the room, they spent the afternoon in the supply closet. That is the level of hint most of us need. Many aren't oblivious, but the consequences for getting a signal wrong are severe, so we're trained to ignore everything but the most blatant overtures. Story 5. I'm sure if Emily, from 15 years ago, saw this thread, she'd say, invited this guy to my place after our date. Got him into my room, into my bed. He was just lying there, so I told him my back was feeling sore and asked him if he could give me a massage. His reply, "Oh, I don't want to crush you with my weight." Gave up and went to sleep. Truth is, I did get the hint, but at the time I was a virgin and I was convinced I had an STD. Turns out I didn't have an STD. Story 6. Invited him over to watch a movie, eventually laying my legs across his lap and hard flirting, but after 4 movies I had to finally make the move. Edit. For clarification, we'd been flirting via text, sexting, exchanging nudes, etc. I had previously told him to his face that I liked him and I'm giving him the green light to make any move. Still nothing after a month of dating. I seem to always take the lead on things and I like assertiveness, but I wanted to give him the opportunity to feel like he could be in control, that it was okay. I was very direct many times. We'd had several discussions about it, still nothing. Even after I finally made the move, I had to literally say, "I want to do it with you." Story 7. I am a guy, but I can share my density as the guy that missed the hints. I went to a store where there was a girl I liked in college. We used to small talk while I browsed and never bought anything. Bring a poor college student. This time I came in the store and she said and we chatted a bit while I shopped. She complained, "I'm going to be home alone tonight. My family is out of town." I replied, "Oh, that's too bad." She says, "I'm off at 5 today. What are you up tonight?" "I'm up for anything." "Oh, nothing. Just sitting at home and watching a movie." My brain must have completely self-destructed, because the conversation ended there. I never saw her again after that. She either quit or was avoiding me. I must have been in a daze from school to miss the cue. Story 8. I'm a guy, but one time I was hanging with a longtime friend of mine who I used to have a crush on, and who knew that I had a crush on her and had rejected me numerous times over 7-8 years in her dorm. We decided that we were both tired, but her other bed was occupied by our other friend, so I was gonna lay down on the floor. She was like, "There's room in my bed for you anytime." So I hop in bed with her thinking nothing of it. The next few minutes were kind of a blur, but eventually we were literally hugging with her leg wrapped around me, and she looked me in the eyes, bit her lip and said that she was horny. I never made a move beyond that, since she had spent the past almost decade of my life rejecting my advances. Story 9. This was some years ago. I was 22, had been talking to this guy for a while, and was ready to lose my virginity. I was a college student living at home, But my mom and stepdad were on vacation celebrating their anniversary, and I figured this would be the perfect time to make my move. He and I already had a date scheduled, so before we went, I cleaned my room and the entire house from top to bottom, created a chill playlist on my computer to listen to, shaved, waxed every necessary inch of my body from the forehead down, put on sexy underwear, and waited for him to pick me up. We went out to the movies, and when he dropped me off at home, I invited him in, with the added context and in a leading, flirty tone of voice, that we would be all alone and had all the time in the world to do whatever he wanted. He said, "That's all right, I'm sure you want to enjoy this time you get without your parents to be alone." He was sure, and he was wrong. I just stared at him for like 10 solid seconds in silence before I nodded, said yeah that's true, and got out of the car. The walk from my driveway to the front door was the real walk of shame, and I hadn't even gotten any good sex out of it. After that, I sat in my very clean house in my sexy underwear, eating pizza and wondering how that could have gone differently. It was my first time trying to seduce a guy into sex and it failed miserably. I laughed about it though, and I still laugh about it now. I just figured it wasn't in the cards for me yet. Ended up losing my virginity a few more years later to the guy I'm currently engaged to, so it worked out wonderfully. He's pretty good at picking up what I'm throwing down. Lol. Hey guys, just found out you watched till the end. That is awesome also. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more awesome stories.